Konnichiwa minasan, soshite JaianMusic Notes podcast yokuso. JaianMusic desu. Kyou wa Hotshot-san to GoPro Kiyo-san ga isho ni kite imasu. Ongeki desu ka?
Did you understand any of that?
This guy needs to come with subtitles.
We need to reset. We need to reset him. He needs to be turned off and on again. And I think that'll reset him to default Canadian. Canadian English is close enough to American English.
Did you hit the SAP button again? Like, I can't find the remote anywhere.
I don't know. I can't find it.
Everyone, welcome back to JaianMusic Notes. Today, a little bit of Japanese at the very start because we're talking about a series. This is a guest episode, JaianMusic Notes, the podcast where we talk all things anime music. We're talking about a series where we have a 4Kids American English soundtrack, and we also have a Japanese soundtrack. It's the first time where we have this duality, and with me to break it all down, two familiar faces. One of them does all of the artwork for the podcast, has his own Naruto Bridge series who he's spoken about many times on the show, and the other is a streamer, content creator, both huge Sonic X fans. GoPro Kiyo and Hotshot are back, anime podcasters vibes. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm sorry, isn't like your whole thing anime music? Like, shouldn't all of your intros be Japanese in that case?
Well, there is anime music that's English.
I mean, yeah, but is it really though?
And given the guest he was just talking about.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm not saying it.
You're not saying it, but we have a huge guest.
The reaction is a bigger giveaway than me saying it.
That's
fair enough. Yes, today we're talking about Sonic X. Extremely excited about this episode. It's going to be extremely. That's well done. It's one of those
Sonic Extreme, if you will.
Okay.
It's divided in anime localization in the early 2000s. Sonic X originally aired in Japan with a fully orchestrated and thematic score by none other than Yoshihiro Ike. It was later dubbed by 4Kids Entertainment, our favorites, who replaced nearly every single track of the original score. The result is two soundtracks that are for the same show but feel completely different. Before we get into all of this, I wanted to start with just thanking the sponsor of JaianMusic Notes, Laser Audio Technologies. They develop really incredible creative effects plugins for sound designers, composers, and music producers. And whether you're making lush orchestral pads or heavy EDM drops or ambient textures, Laser offers tools that could bring out the best sound for you. Listeners of JaianMusic Notes can use code JaianMusic for 30% off at checkout. So please check that out. Linked in the description. Okay. Sonic X. The purpose is just like talk about here. I want to talk about how you first got introduced to the show, and then we'll get into the musical things. Like, this is a childhood classic for sure. I'll start with you, Hotshot. Like, this show, I know how much it means to you.
I mean, that's a way to put it, yeah. I do owe a lot to the show, if I'm being completely honest. Like, not even just from the music. It was kind of my gateway to Sonic as a whole. Because it came on 4Kids, I saw that dub first, and I didn't even know it was an anime at the time. I just thought it was a cartoon, because I didn't know the difference. But it opened the gateway to later on in my life exploring the other Sonic things, like the original games, the games to come later, the future shows, even the comics. It does mean a lot in the aspect that it opened so many doors. But looking back at it now, I'm kind of like, did I really actually like this as much as I say I did? Or was it just kind of an essential part of my childhood at this point?
Right. No, I see what you mean. And for you, Kyo, do you feel the same way?
I grew up with playing a lot of Sonic stuff. So, like, I grew up playing Sonic 3 on the PC when I was a kid. And I was very... very unaware that Sonic had like a cartoon or an anime series. I later learned about it in like probably like mid like 2008 or 9 probably. Like the show had probably been gone by that point for a few years. But I watched it on YouTube back when people could post shows in like 3-part increments in the part 1, part 2, part 3.
Oh, yes.
So I was watching it that way, and that was my introduction to it. I only knew that there was an English version, but then after I had finished it, I'd later seen like videos that were like, "Oh, there's a Japanese version." I was like, "Wait, why?" But it's because it started in Japan.
No, absolutely.
It was like it was that time in life where like you didn't know that like I'd say this is probably an American problem. Like a lot of Americans feel very like they're the center of the world, so they don't like diversify and learn that like other countries have different standards and different sensibilities, and just learning that like a lot of the stuff that we get is imported.
I wanted to contextualize it a little bit more for the listeners here, because I feel like this is such a unique thing to have 2 different soundtracks. When we're all kind of fans of Sonic on here, and so I was like, oh, Sonic X the anime makes perfect sense. It'll be a good like topic for the 3 of us. And then looking more into it, like seeing that there's like this international divergence was so weird to me. Like I said, the composer Yoshihiro Ike is known for like Tiger and Bunny and another anime that I really love, Blood the Last Vampire. So clearly, like, we're talking about a composer here that's done like pretty serious anime music soundtracks in the past. So you'd think that it would suffice the American markets, that it's like good enough, but apparently not. And so from what I understood is that like when 4Kids acquired the rights, they did the 4Kids thing and they opted to do a full new original score. And that included the "Gotta Go Fast" theme, which we can talk about that theme for a quick second, because I think that's one of the most iconic Sonic songs. Kyo, you know what song I'm talking about, right? Gotta go fast.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like it's such a hype song.
The song's good. It's just like the funny thing is that like that became a phrase when somebody's like trying to do a Sonic voice or something. Like it's in the same vein as like when people try to do like, I don't know, like a Darth Vader impression, they'll do the "Luke, I am your father," but like he never said it that way. Like the phrasing is completely off. But also Sonic never says "gotta go fast." It's become a colloquialism, and it also became a thing in the movie, but like the movie is like 20 years after the fact that show was out.
Right.
Like he never actually said "gotta go fast" until Sonic Boom came out. And even then it was just like a passing thing. Yeah, it's meant to be a jab, or not a jab, but it's meant to be like a reference to that. It's not meant to be like he's saying it genuinely, not until like the movie comes out and he actually says it in the trailer and people are like, But as far as the theme song goes, like "Gotta Go Fast," you can tell that to, or start the tone up to like any Sonic fan. They will know what you're talking about. They will know what you're referencing, and they will, odds are, start to sing along with you, because even if you grew up and you didn't like Sonic X off the jump, you know that song and you will sing that song, because it was still it's still a core part of why you love Sonic. A lot of Sonic's music, if not all of it, like not even just from Sonic X, but Sonic in general, is meant to get you up and moving. It's meant to get you energized, because that's what Sonic is. He's a hyped up super hedgehog that moves at the speed of sound. So if you play anything that's like melancholy or slow or relaxing, it's not really, to me at least, it's not really fitting for Sonic. If that
or at least for the Sonic intro, because there are like some pretty melancholic and like slow.
There are moments, but to me, even like, and don't get me wrong.
You mean like as you mean as a flagship, like as the in
as the
introduction.
yeah,
for the
I agree.
song.
Like if you hit Sonic
Like-
X and you're like you get those slow piano and strings going, like you're like, what are we doing right now? What's going on here?
Well, if you played Frontiers, that's just how the menu
Oh God,
sounds.
no, yeah, okay, no, I got you there. You got me there.
They are very badly wanting to be Tears of the Kingdom in that game.
And we're playing Sonic the Flippin' Hedgehog.
I still like that game. It's
Keo said,
No,
the
I
quiet
love
part
that
out loud.
game. That game's great. I love Frontiers.
I like it. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's still not my favorite Sonic game, but I absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like the last thing I wanted to say was over 78 episodes, the series gains like an audience in both regions, in Asia and North America. And it does that with two completely different musical identities. So the first like music question type vibe, go wherever you want with it, of course, is like talking a little bit about the Japanese score. To me, the Japanese score was very on point. I've been doing this podcast for like we're almost on 50 episodes at this point, and I feel like I haven't gone once, like, oh, this Japanese composer missed, like this wasn't this didn't fit, this doesn't work. I haven't uttered that yet. Maybe I'm too much of a fan to say that sentence, but I feel like if you flip through like a few songs in the Japanese score, it works for a Sonic series. It works. So what do you think, Hotshot?
You're a fan, but you're also a cynic when it comes to music. Like you are very particular on whether things can work for a certain series or not. Like you have that distinctive ear of whether things can work or whether it's like this does not fit the vibe. As far as like the Japanese OST fitting Sonic X as a whole, I damn well better hope it does because it came from Japan.
That's
So,
what I'm
like,
saying, right?
If it didn't fit, it would feel really weird if the US release OST fit Sonic better than its home place, because that's like don't get me wrong, there are some things that can be improved on, but it would just still feel weird if it did.
There is a conversation to be had as to whether or not if like Sonic works better in America in some instances, because America seems to like Sonic a lot more than Japan does, or at least like as far as audiences are concerned. But like in terms of the music for the Japanese version of Sonic X, I think we got to experience watching it because we bought the Japanese Blu-ray that came out just last year. I think it was this year actually that it came out. And we watched it with Yuki, and the experience is a bit different. Like, I think it has more of in English, it has more of a kiddie feel. It feels more childish. It feels goofier. But in Japanese, it feels a little older, older. So like maybe not necessarily mature, but more like it feels more like an anime, and it feels more like adventure heavy and less silly goofy, I guess.
Sonic
Right, I see what
Slayers.
you mean.
Yeah, well, that's also because in Japan they don't care about that as much.
No, I know.
There are certain words you can get away with in Japan.
Like I want to get like too specific in all the songs here, but like there's like this playlist on YouTube, with like the entire Japanese OST, and like flipping through it, like I feel they had a good balance of like going back to like what we were saying, like gotta go fast, it's hype, it's energy. That's the type of music like Sonic should have like all the time. Like agreed, but also listen to songs like All Right, track 18, light acoustic guitars, slow drums that just kind of like tap off of like the notes. Like you get the guitar note and you get the little drum flick at the same time, so you feel like there's like a percussion that fills in that, like it's not just a solo guitar track, and it's super vibey and emotional. And I feel like when an OST such as the Sonic X one, the Japanese one, has that dimension where it can go from like a super hype energy to a very chill and like ambient place, you got a good balance, and you have something that is able to fulfill multiple musical pockets. And because music feels emotional, via that, by proxy, you have emotional pockets that gets filled up, and that leaks into characters because the characters need the music to like be more supported, because a series without music is just boring to me, in my opinion. But you see what I mean? Like, I feel like there's more eclecticness because of that in the Japanese version of the OST.
When it comes to music being like up in your face and being hyper and energetic, you can't forget to say that like that is like Sonic specific, like Sonic as a character. But when you have other characters and incorporate their kind of music, like Eggman, for instance, he's kind of this big, goofy, like supposed to be an intimidating threat, but he's really not. And you have kind of like this big, like boom, 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 like kind of tuba sounding musical score with him. With Shadow, you have more of like a rock and metal, like mysterious shadow, darkness.
Oh, hail Shadow!
Yeah, like like kind of more of a metal edge. Like all these characters have unique aspects when it comes to their own personal music, whether you're talking the Japanese OST or the English OST, but they fit their kind of persona. But the reason that music is so like energetic and upbeat a lot of the time, like 90% of the time, even between Japanese and English, is because Sonic is the main character.
Because to me, like, there's like 2 songs in the Japanese OST that like refer to Shadow. You have track 11 that's called Shadow Number 1, and then you have track number 13. Don't know why they didn't just make it track number 12, called Shadow Number 2. And you listen to like Shadow 1, and it's like this like sort of, I feel like it belongs in the game more, because it's like such a song that like, okay, here's your drums, here's your synth pad, and now here's your guitars. And in like game music, you can like add in layers and take them out as the level progresses, depending on like what actions happen. And I feel like this song, it could be composed for game music specifically. And then you go over to like Shadow Number 2, track 13, and it feels like almost like a continuation of Shadow Number 1. Like you could almost do like a crossfade between the two, because you have the same type of guitar tones. Maybe the drums in Shadow 2 are more swingy and just like there's more hi-hat and like a rhythm to it. And it's funny because those 2 songs, yeah, I hear them and they sound like Shadow to me. They sound like they got that mysterious, something's amiss type of vibe. So I think you do have a point when you say that like there's these character themes that like fit specifically the characters, and because Sonic is such a main character, most of the songs are gonna be like super Sonic type songs, you know, like just like fast, like heavy, adventurous. So I do get the point you're making. Okay, I wanted to ask, like, how can I say this? The music for the Japanese, I feel like when you were comparing it to the American one, we said it had more like adventure and seriousness to it. To me, it feels like that reaches a different audience because of the American one being more for now, because we're going to talk about the American one soon enough. Not like that. I feel like the Japanese OST could almost reach an older audience because of the adventure plus effect it has. What do you think, Yo? Because we were kind of talking about that earlier.
I think it has more of a. I think in terms of just like the way it sounds, it feels like it could fit like in like maybe a Sonic Adventure game almost. Like it's
right.
It sort of sounds like it. It's the Sonic Adventure games have a very distinct sound to them. Like as far as their soundtracks go, like Crush 40 is a really big to the identity of those games, and like a lot of the games after that. Their specific sound is very unique to like Sonic type games, or especially like 3D Sonic games, I should say. But the songs in the Japanese version of Sonic, I think, or Sonic X are kind of they could work in like a Sonic game. I think it's just like it would fit in a very specific type of Sonic game, because Sonic games are kind of varied.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think we need to ask the gamer here a little bit. Like when you were listening to the Japanese soundtrack and then the American soundtrack, like even you don't have to listen to all of it, but would you agree or disagree with me, and then why, that the Japanese soundtrack feels like it fits better for a Sonic video game, like even a side scroller for Sonic? Like, what do you think? Hotshot.
I mean, when you're talking the Japanese OST, you mean like specifically the
Sonic
X OST, right?
Yeah, versus the American Sonic X.
I was like the game OST, like that's the same across the board. So
yeah, absolutely.
All hail Shadow.
Yep.
But I think you're right because I think the Japanese OST does fit the games better because it is more so about the adventure, about the freedom fighting, and as opposed to the 4Kids OST where it's like more, it's supposed to be more laid back and supposed to be more like kid friendly, like not whimsical, but more so like innocent.
It's very Mickey Mousey.
It's very Mickey Mouse. It's very handholdy. And if you've played a single damn Sonic game, it is not handholdy. It is a platformer. Those are not handholdy.
They do have tutorials, though.
Yeah, they teach you how to play the game, but then they're like, okay, good luck.
Good luck.
Like, it's up to you to
Jaden.
apply those. It's up to you to apply those skills.
Right.
Unless you're modern Sonic, and then it's just boost to win. But that's the point.
Yeah. And that can be found on your Twitch channel. I understand.
But I will say, if I can broaden the scope just a little bit here,
Please.
Like separating the Japanese OST and the like tone of that as opposed to the 4Kids. That is a 4Kids thing in general, like not even just as far as the OST goes, because they also do it with One Piece, where obviously the original Japanese release of One Piece is way more gritty, it's way more adult, there's a lot more adult situations, as opposed to the Japanese or the 4Kids release where like Sanji's cigarette is now a lollipop, or Smoker doesn't have his cigars, he's just constantly smoking, or what's another one? Oh yeah, one of the guy's guns turns into like this weird showerhead hammer thing. Like, it's 4Kids in general is for kids. So like a lot of the things they do are going to be heavily censored. They're going to be heavily handholdy, and like Kyo said, Mickey Mousey. Like, they're going to be way more polite and innocent as opposed to the original release.
Right. But that makes sense. That's 4Kids
It's 4Kids. Yeah.
it was the 4Kids like company. It was kind of a response to some of the stuff in the 90s. Like, the 90s was a big era for pushing edgier TV for like kids, like stuff like Batman the Animated Series was really big. A lot of cartoons at the time were like kind of pushing for older audiences, especially. But the early 2000s kind of hit a hard shift backward. So like stuff with like when they did dubbing. So like the same company 4Kids did. They did Pokemon, they did One Piece, they did Beyblade, Sonic X. They made a lot of stuff for children. So like the business model is like it's cheaper to just get stuff from Japan and then redub it. But the problem was like these people from America are getting these shows that are marketed as for children in Japan. So they're like, oh, okay, so we don't have to do a whole lot. And then they look at the episodes and they see like guns and smoking and like murder and stuff. And then they're just like, oh, we got to tame this down for children. But to be honest, a lot of them are not that severe. Like there are instances in like Sonic X where there are guns, but like you don't really see anybody getting shot. You don't see blood. And if you do see blood, it's like incredibly rare.
Right. No, we get it.
Or if you see like
dumbs it down. It dumps it down for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like on one hand, that is just like that was just kind of the way it kind of had to be at the time, because like there was a lot of like you guys heard about like how Beavis and Butthead was like a big like had a lot of pushback from parents in like the 90s and 80s. Or just like how cartoons got a lot of parents that would complain about small stuff. So like that 4Kids is kind of a response to like parents who are kind of really overprotective about stuff that their children watch.
For parents. It's not for kids. It was for parents.
Well, yes, in some sense.
I see a dilemma here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens when, like, a lot of times, like, I think some of it was like, it was preemptive, like, changes that nobody really complained about. Like, they're trying to make it right for America, but like Japan has wildly different standards for what kids can watch compared to what adults watch.
No, we get
compared
it.
to what kids in America watch, I should say.
Absolutely. And I think like we can like kind of scope back in or narrow the scope back into. I like that saying, hotshot. I'm gonna use that from now on. So yeah, for kids, like we said, like remove the entire soundtrack. You're like, we don't need this. We're good. Here, we're going to do it in-house, full score with our composers. We don't need you, EK. Like, we don't need this. And they prioritize, like, pacing, energy, and, like, clear-cut musical signposting with, like, heroic music for the good guys, sneaky music for the villains, drum loops,
for sure.
and all that stuff. And then we kind of talked about it earlier, but, like, Gotta Go Fast became an anthem in its own right. Like, it had this, like, punk vibe, fast tempo, and catchy melody, and then the background cues were often looped and reused across scenes. There was far less use of like motif or musical storytelling. I just felt like music was kind of imposed, like just like boom, okay, sneaky villain, sneaky music, next.
It is very drag and drop type of music. Like
it really is.
You know how I said like in the Naruto episodes that a lot of Naruto songs get kind of repetitive after a certain point. It's about the same in Sonic X, except the difference is this is remade music for the English version, so it sounds even more tropey and more dumbed down by comparison. At least you can argue that the Naruto soundtrack sounds good. Like 90% of the time, it sounds good.
I feel like we've already kind of said everything we need to say about the American one via just the Japanese discussion in just now. I have like one last little question on it, and we can kind of put a bow on it. Are there moments in the dub score or like certain tracks like, outside of Gotta Go Fast, because we were talking about it, like or like that were musically impactful in your opinion, or was it all just like simple drag and droppy background music? Like I can go to you, maybe Hotshot first. Like when you first heard these songs, like it just filled the gap, or did it like feel like deeper than just filling a gap for you?
It filled the gap. And I say that in like the broadest sense of the term, because like in my first exposure to Sonic X, I was still just a kid, so didn't really think that deeply about it, as opposed to everyone has their own kind of music, like every character does. But it kind of does, like Yo said, it does feel kind of drag and droppy, like they're okay, we need music for the show, here we go, as opposed to like just Gotta Go Fast, because Gotta Go Fast, as simple as it is and as much of a change as it is from the original opening, is iconic to Sonic fans today, a lot like the One Piece rap is to One Piece fans. Like, don't get me wrong, we are as miles better. We don't have to go there. But older fans of One Piece are still gonna know the 4Kids rap, and they're gonna damn well know it by heart.
and I wanna like comment more on what you said about the Gotta Go Fast song. Like, if we're gonna meme it and we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna go full Gotta Go Fast. Hotshot, I'm gonna play a little game with you, okay? I'm gonna try to have you name the first 5 tracks on the playlist of the American version, okay? What is track number 1 in your opinion?
Gotta Go
the first
Fast.
Song that. Okay, what is track number 2?
Gotta Go Fast instrumental.
What's the third one?
Gotta Go Fast short version.
What's the fourth one?
Gotta Go Fast short version instrumental.
What's the 5th one?
Gotta Go Fast fifth version.
Fifth version. You know, man, I'm starting to wonder if you have a favorite. I can't put my finger on it though.
Gotta go fast.
Subliminal
It sounds very
music!
familiar.
Subliminal music! I need water. One sec. Like, we get it. Gotta go fast. I get it. Why is this there 5 times?
Because you gotta go fast.
Nah, bro. Like, there's
'Cause you're not
93
going fast
songs.
enough.
93 songs on this playlist, and 5 of them are gotta go fast. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means, Hotshot?
They have a favorite child, yes.
That means the song OST is 5.37% gotta go fast. That's too high of a percentage. That's not okay.
So it's 5% good is what I'm hearing.
And these
I have to
these
agree
song
with
titles, Meeting Sam, Mom's Call, Dad's Call, Cat Food. This is drag and droppy. This feels kind of cheap. It feels kind of cheap. I'm gonna say, what do you mean? You have a song called Basketball that's 17 seconds long, and then we have a song called Beach that's 33 seconds long. Like, bro, what are we doing right now? This is not why I started this podcast. Oh, and Hotshot's favorite song, Breakfast.
You know me so well.
All of this to say, there's a 4Kids version of the music and there's a Japanese version of the music, and I think we all know which one is superior. In my opinion. This is just opinion, of course.
4Kids.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to part 1 of this episode. In part 2, Hotshot and Gopakil will be back. We will continue the Sonic X conversation. Gentlemen, I'll start with you, Keo. Of course, you do the artwork for the show. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Newgrounds and YouTube, both through the name GoPro Kyo.
Perfect. And Hotshot, what are you doing nowadays? Where can people find you, your streams and everything?
Like Giant just said, I'm a streamer. You guys can find me over on Twitch. I try and do at least two streams a week. I always post over on my Blue Sky at Hotshot Ginger over there when I'm going live and what I decide to do. And every now and again, you can find me on YouTube. You can also find me on Kyo's YouTube channel, GoPro Kyo, as a voice and a project we're working on.
Amazing. The podcast is JaianMusic Notes. You can find it in your favorite podcatcher. Thank you to everyone in Kazakhstan, Philippines, and a bunch of other countries in Asia for making this podcast chart. It's a pleasure. New episodes every single week, so please give us a 5-star review. Follow the podcast in your favorite podcatcher. I am at JaianMusic on social media. JaianMusic.com is my website, and the podcast is, of course, sponsored by Laser Audio Technologies. So if you use code JaianMusic, you get 30% off at checkout for all of their creative effects plugins. So for myself, GoPro Kyo, and Hotshot-san, mata ne!
Johnny.